What is going on, guys? Hey, I haven't seen you before. Mr. Hollow here, and since you're probably on the channel for the first time, you can start off by subscribing. Now let me tell you what went on this week with a fresh episode of Tech Report Weekly. If you own a smartwatch, then Google just made your life more stylish and easy with their new brand of watch bands named Mode. They allow easy swapping depending on what kind of activity you're doing. For example, I wouldn't go running with a leather band on my wrist, but have kind of meh prices like $50 for a silicone band or $60 for a leather one. You can find them on Google Store, or if you live in the US, you can grab them directly from Best Buy. The AMD Radeon Pro Duo was unveiled, and it's a true powerhouse aimed at VR content creators. It's built on a 20nm FinFET process, it has 128 compute units with 16.38 teraflops of computing performance, 8 gigs of HBM memory, and requires about 300 watts from your PSU. Cooling wise, it uses a closed loop liquid system with sleeve tubing and an 120mm fan, while connection wise you get one HDMI and 3 display ports. Even though you can play PC games on this dual GPU beast, the prohibitive price of $1,500 might put a lot of people off. The Nexus 6P and the 5X, for which I still haven't finished the review yet, have been really great phones and top runners for the best smartphones for 2015. According to a leak by EV Leaks, HTC are in charge of the next Google Nexus phones, codenamed M1 and S1, which translate to Marlin and Sailfish, both thought to be running Android N. As usual, take this leaky news with a grain of salt, but considering how praised the HTC 10 is, I'd really like to see what they come up with. And while we're still talking about HTC, they just announced the HTC One S9 for Germany so far. It's a €499 phone with a MediaTek Helio X10 CPU, a 5-inch Full HD Super LCD display, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 GB of storage with a microSD card slot, a 13-megapixel camera with OIS, 2840 mAh battery, and Android 6.0 Marshmallow. There's nothing special about the phone in terms of looks, specs, or price, and you might not even get your hands on it if you're outside of the country, but for the rest of us, there's always the HTC 10. For a limited time, when you buy an Nvidia Shield console, you'll also get a second controller for free, but only from the Nvidia store, so that's a $60 value right there. If for some reason you have a BlackBerry Priv, then get ready to receive your Android Marshmallow update by May 3rd, if you haven't already. And if you're an Android developer, then the good news is that Android Studio 2.1 has been released to the stable channel with support for Android N, Java 8 and more. On May 5th, PC users will get the chance to check out Forza Motorsport 6 Apex on Windows 10 throughout the whole summer, so if you've never played it on Xbox One, now is the time to jump in on the fun. That's all for this week as well, and since you're new here, it's time to press some buttons. If you enjoyed this video, then there's a thumbs up button down below that you should press, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!